All right, in this next video, we are going to learn about Article 14 of the New York State Constitution. That is the enabling piece of the Constitution that gives right to the existence of the Adirondack State Park and Forest Preserve.
Hi, I'm Eloise. I'm 9, and I'm so excited to go on this hike.
We're going to do it by hiking up Poca Moonshine, probably a place that many of you have hiked before.
Hi, my name is Jacques. I'm 12, and I'm pretty excited to go on this hike.
And I've got my family with me, and so we're going to hike and we're going to read some parts of Article 14 as we go and some quotes about wilderness. And we will also talk about some issues facing the Adirondacks, like overcrowding on trails. You really look like you're excited.
Yeah,
We're going to do some quick introductions and then we'll start our hike. You're on.
Hi, I'm Amy.
We've arrived at Poca Moonshine and we'll start our hike. 1,280 feet in elevation gain. And here on the sign also we've got social distancing information and some prevent the spread sign. As we look around the parking lot, there are cars from several different states, including Pennsylvania and Texas. Is the sign-in kiosk at the trailhead. One of my favorite parts about hiking at Poca Moonshine are these big boulder fields down at the bottom of the mountain near the trailhead. The sign reads, "Welcome to Poca Moonshine. The interpretive trail up Poca Moonshine Mountain was developed and built by New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, the Friends of Poca Moonshine, and other volunteers in 2000. The interpretive guide available at the trail register is keyed to the signposts." So there's some interpretation sign and some environmental education signage along the way. As we're climbing Poca Moonshine today, we are reading some sections of Article 14 of the New York State Constitution. The section that creates the Adirondack wilderness areas and the forest park and preserve. The first section of Article 14 begins. Section 1, the lands of the state, now owned or hereafter acquired, constituting the forest preserve as now fixed by law, shall be forever kept as wild forest lands. They shall not be leased, sold, or exchanged, or be taken by any corporation, public or private, nor shall the timber thereon be sold, removed, or destroyed. Nothing herein contained shall prevent the state from constructing, completing, and maintaining any highway heretofore specifically authorized by constitutional amendment, nor from constructing and maintaining to federal standards, federal aid, interstate highway route 502 from a point in the vicinity of the city of Glens Falls, and it goes on about highways and roads. Essentially the construction of the Northway. First two sentences of Article 14 state that the forest preserve shall be kept forever wild, and it can't be leased, sold, or exchanged. So the Adirondack Forest Park and Preserve is here in perpetuity, and it will never be used for large development. As we know, the Adirondack Park and the Article 14 of the Constitution that creates the Adirondack Park is super important for the creation of the political construct we call wilderness. Certainly, Article 14 didn't create wilderness, but it created the framework that we can declare wilderness in a political and legal sense. The Adirondacks are the largest state park in the country, and they are bigger than many national parks, and they in some ways have stronger conservation measures than a lot of our federally protected lands and other state parks. Pretty special. And the Adirondacks serve as a model for land conservation, not only in New York State and the country at large, but around the world. And it's those first couple of sentences that create that anchor. So we thought it would be fun if we also read some great quotes about wilderness from people throughout history. So I've talked my family into helping me read those quotes, and Jacques is going to read the first one.
I chose a quote by Albert Einstein: "Everything you can imagine, nature has already created."
Eloise and I are taking a little break. There's the Northway that's being talked about in Article 14. So because Article 14 says no land inside the Adirondacks will be bought or sold or transferred or exchanged, and it dictates such strict land conservation policies, anything that is constructed on state land in the park, including the Northway, Interstate 87, can only occur with a constitutional amendment.
We'll live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, drink the wild air, by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
And so periodically on state ballots, New York State has constitutional amendments for a vote by the whole population of the state about whether or not they will accept those changes. And some of those amendments have been made for the Northway.
My quote is by Barbara Ward. "We have forgotten how to be its guests, how to walk lightly on the earth as other creatures do."
We're at the top of the first big climb and soaking in the view and the sunshine. And other amendments have been made for provisions that allow skiing at Whiteface Mountain and Gore Mountain. Other amendments have been made to allow mining in parts of the state, and some land swaps with local governments that need to build schools and hospitals and airport runways. I'm reading a quote by Ansel Adams that I think is apropos for our class and the current times. "It is horrifying that we have to fight our own government to save the environment." So in order to do that, the state gives them permission to construct those facilities, but in exchange for doing that on state land, they must then give back to the Adirondack State Park additional lands of equal or greater environmental quality to those that were used for development. What do you think of our hike so far, Al?
Feels like China.
Yes, lots of steps, huh?